Hello, my sacred ones. I'm Savina Leo, and this is the Sacred Sutra Podcast, where I break down spiritual concepts so you can understand and integrate them into your everyday life. So in my episode on debt, I felt like I left you guys on somewhat of a cliffhanger where I was talking about soul plans and I didn't really go in depth into soul plans. So what is a soul plan? A soul plan is the plan or mission that you lay out before you come onto the earth. You don't just appear onto earth with no direction or guidance or mission. You actually have some sort of meeting or council with your higher self, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, anyone that's going to help you elevate your soul. They understand your past lives, your soul mission, what you want to experience, what you have experienced before in past lifetimes. So when you get together with all these collective parts of yourself, including your soul group, you make decisions on where in the world you want to reincarnate, who your parents are going to be, the important people in your life, and what experiences you're going to have. The soul kind of views coming onto earth like going to the movies. You know you want to maybe laugh or cry or have some sort of dramatic experience, so you go to a particular movie to have that experience. The soul feels the same way. The soul thinks about it like, oh, I can just pop in for a lifetime and have this experience and see if I actually commit to this experience. So when you go to see a movie, you don't really think twice about spending 2 hours of your life. And it kind of feels like that to the soul because you have to understand that time does not feel the same way when you are in your higher self. It feels very linear and lengthy when you are on earth, but it doesn't feel like that to the soul. It doesn't really feel like a big deal to the soul to come onto earth and have a particular experience. Because the soul or your higher self understands that earth is a school and we're here to learn and have a certain experience while learning these lessons in order to evolve ourself, the collective, and then God itself, which all contributes towards our collective expansion. So for example, if you want to experience love, right? And the only way to truly experience or appreciate love is to have a lack of love. So you'll choose an experience to come onto the earth to have a lack of love. Let's say a parent abandoned you at a very young age and you have this deep longing for love. And the soul is understanding or appreciating love because as you get older, you understand how important love is. So that in turn helps you grow as a soul, as a spirit, as an individual. And then when you have children, you understand that love is so important and you pass that on to other generations, breaking the cycle. But the soul can only truly understand something by having a lack of that experience. So things that we view as suffering or painful is so we can transform ourselves and have a gratitude for the things that we are longing within ourselves. So here's another scenario. Let's say you did a life review and you realized you really hurt another soul and you would like to make that right. So you would now come into this lifetime and provide a service for that soul. So let's say you have a special needs child and it's because in a past lifetime you treated that soul horribly. And in this lifetime, you chose to take care of that soul to balance off the karma from a past lifetime. So you're choosing to have this connection with another soul and truly show them what unconditional love is because in another lifetime, you did not. So let's dig a little deeper. We like to see things as good or bad or evil and right or wrong, but it's really everything trying to balance itself off. You're here to have all experiences to understand what non-judgment is really like. So you will have experiences as both the murderer and the murdered, the rapist and the raped. You will be both the Republican and the Democrat. And it's why it's so important to not go to extremes, because now you're building tension and karma for another lifetime, because you don't understand that we are all part of the collective, even parts of the collective that you don't like or you don't appreciate will come back to you at some point in time. So there are many soul stories about plantation owners or slave owners coming back to have a black experience to understand what it is like to be in that skin. It's not to say that you should not fight for the right thing or do the right thing, but at some point you have to understand that all parts of the collective is part of you. So whether you view it as good or bad will always be a part of your experience. Let's talk about soul groups. Now, when you are making the decision to come onto it to have certain experiences, people who have reincarnated with you before and are part of your soul group will be part of the conversation. So let's say you want to have a very difficult experience. Someone who is part of your soul group will come in and say, I will be there for you because it's a difficult lifetime that you're choosing and you might need a little additional help. So I'll come in as a sibling for you, and in this lifetime, you and that sibling might be so close and have this really cool bond that other people can't understand. Or they might come in as a best friend or a teacher. There's so many possibilities where a soulmate can come in. And yes, obviously, as a partner. But soulmates come in so many different forms. It's not just limited to a partner. This is another scenario with difficult experiences. You're asking your soul group for a particular experience that may seem very difficult. And someone in your soul group says, I love you so much that I am going to propel this experience for you. Now, how does that translate in our life? Let's take the money or business example. So you're meant to have the experience of having a successful business or having enough money, and your soul knows that it needs a situation to propel you into that. Now, someone from your soul group might be like, I love you, I want to do this for you. They will come into your lifetime and they would actually be a friend that betrays you, takes everything away from you, starts a business with you, and then just takes everything and run. And you might think that this person in your life is your greatest enemy, but the truth is, they actually might love you the most to come and do this for you, because that betrayal might now propel you into starting your own business without a partner, and that might become the most successful thing that you have ever done in your life. I'm not saying that in the moment it doesn't feel like hurt or betrayal or you need to bring somebody back that fucked you over in life. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we might not know what roles people are playing in our lives. And because of that, we should not judge our own experiences. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture, and that's okay. All we have to focus on is ourselves and what makes us feel fulfilled and the most joy. And to get there, it might be a difficult road, but that is what you signed up for. I want to talk now about a variety of soul missions that you may be having. So let's say in past lifetimes you have been in relationships, been in partnerships, and your soul hasn't really experienced what it is like to be independent. In this lifetime, your relationships might not work out because your soul is pushing you to figure out how to live a life independent of other people. Now, you can also have a soul mission that is geared towards money. And people think that spirituality is non-attachment to anything materialistic. But there are some people out there that their sole mission is to actually learn how to make money on their own, how to understand their value and to put a monetary amount on that. There are other missions that deal with communication. There are a lot of people who in past lifetimes have not communicated or didn't think that communication was important. And in this lifetime, they're here to learn how to communicate with others. So they're put into very difficult situations in order to be forced to communicate. There are so many underlying missions that are playing out in our daily lives. But in general, all souls are learning unconditional love, forgiveness, and non-judgment. So what you may see as a traumatic event happening in your life or multiple traumatic events happening into your life is actually the soul accomplishing its plan. So you can evolve into the person that you were meant to be, set up by your higher self and your counsel. Now that leads me to the concept of faith and destiny and free will. We think that things are destined, so there is no free will. But that's not the truth. The truth is that your destiny was set up by your higher self that was operating from a place of free will. And yes, when you do come to earth, you have a plan and you have a mission. But if you choose not to go with the plan or the mission, then it's okay. But what will happen is that as you continue to live your life off your plan, daily, monthly, yearly, you will start to feel unfulfilled. And you will start to feel like your life is not what you wanted it to be. Because the truth is, you feel very uncomfortable in areas that your soul has not experienced as yet. So let's take the money example. If you are not accustomed to making money in past lifetimes, it will feel very uncomfortable to make money. You will not know how. You will fuck it up all the time. It will not come naturally to you. You will just feel like giving up. But there will always be something inside of you that will feel unfulfilled. Or you may judge another person's experience. I see a lot of people judging drug addicts. And they think that why they just can't get their shit together, they can't get their life together, not understanding that a drug addict came here to be taken care of by other people. That is their actual soul contract. And the people around them chose to take care of them while they were in their higher perspective. And sometimes the people that we see in the worst conditions according to society might be actually having their last lifetime experience. A sin doesn't really exist. Good or bad doesn't really exist. We are all just having experiences in order to complete our soul. So live your life according to your authentic truth, because society is not set up to understand how souls evolve. It's set up to have shame and cast judgment and to put everybody in these boxes that do not exist. It's your job to go towards the things that feel uncomfortable but continuously pull you. It's your job to be authentically you and to live boldly in that energy. And it's your job to constantly grow and not get stuck. But if you are stuck and you want help to figure out what your purpose is and what your mission is in life, I would love to help you on that journey. Just click the work with me button in the description. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram at I am Savina Leo. Also, join the waitlist for my manifestation masterclass that's coming out next year. It's going to be filled with tips and tricks of how to manifest your best life. And that's all from me. Talk to you guys soon.